Hey, collective. Okay, so we are back. It is a new year. Happy New Year to everyone who has been a part of this journey with me since the beginning, not just this channel, but the one before it. Okay, so we've slacked so much. But the good thing is that we are on track and we know exactly where we're headed. Now, this reading is going to be for those of you who are looking to um get more clarity on your purpose and what is in store for you for 2026. So we're going to get straight into it without further ado. There is someone who I did see in your pre-shuffle maybe feeling lost. They could be doubting some of the goals that they've had, possibly even wishing for overnight success. But I think ultimately, you know that overnight success is not something that usually is perceived in the way that it actually is. So sometimes a lot of people's story gets put into a box and like, oh my God, this person seemed to kind of like be successful overnight. We know how that goes. We know that they put in blood, sweat, and tears. There could have been a long period of time where they didn't experience successes, right? So maybe you could be wishing for that overnight success, a part of your story to kind of come to a close where it's like, or not come to a close, but come to fruition where, like those long nights can kind of be put to an end, or you don't have to work so hard. I'm not picking up on somebody who doesn't want to work hard. This is more so about the fact that you would like to reap the benefits of the work that you've already put in. Now, as far as your gifts are concerned, I do feel like I'm picking up on somebody who may have some clear audience. So you're capable of like receiving intuitive messages from spirit, and these messages may have something to do with your purpose, what you are supposed to do. I also am picking up on somebody with a channel. So this channel doesn't have to be on this platform necessarily, but it could be on another platform. So you could be thinking about starting a new channel, or you've already had a channel, you're building it. You could even be called to build a new channel on top of the one that you have. This could be complementary to your business currently, or whatever it is that you put out as content. So if there's something that you do well that people like from you, and then there's maybe a subcategory or a sub niche that you can get into that could be monetized in the form of another channel, then you're being asked to do that. All right. What else do we have for this collective? Also, thank you guys for everyone who comes in and says hello. I really do appreciate that. Restless. So again, I'm picking up on somebody who's very restless. You could feel maybe even trapped in the circumstance that you're in. That could be where a lot of this energy of wanting to have overnight success could be coming from. You are being asked to kind of like resist any impulsive urges unless they do feel like divinely guided in some way. Um, just so that you can find steadier ground. Right now, you could feel uh either someone's head is in the clouds, or they could feel like they just can't find their footing. Um, Sometimes that also happens when that's just a part of like the process. Like when you are building um a new platform, or if you're starting a new business venture of some sort, like there's just going to be late nights. That's a part of it. Like it's a part of the whole process of feeling like you want to give up. um and giving up is a part of that process. Starting again, all of that is a part of the process. So trust the process may be a part of what this message is really leading to, where um you need to trust that you are being divinely guided in a certain direction, even though it may not look like that. Uh, Now, as far as, like pictures could be significant. Someone could be a photographer, but big pictures could be very significant. Again, this I do feel like I'm picking up on somebody who's like a content creator of some sort. You may need to seek advice from even like your audience. Like, what is it that you need to, if you feel like you are at a standstill, making a quick little poll, asking your audience in an engaging post in some way to kind of let them um give you feedback on what they would like to see from you. That could be a part of it. There could even just be something about like, as far as like anxiety is concerned, somebody could be very anxious about the future, about what to do next. Um maybe you feel like you need to be focusing on more important things. I'm hearing important as like in air quotes, as if maybe there's somebody who's in your midst who doesn't feel like this is as important as like a quote unquote real job. There's something about it being, even that could possibly even be like an internal thought that you have. So be mindful of the internal speech that you have with yourself about even your own personal endeavors, okay? Because that will, play into what steps you make first or next, and that plays into like your motivation, your inspiration. What else does the collective needs to know? All right, we have the balloon full of empty promises. Okay. There could be something about this that feels superficial to you. Maybe there's some things that you haven't been tapped into or you haven't tapped into yet as far as your content. This feels very like, sorry for those who this message is like not resonating, but this does feel like this is someone who is dealing with like an online community of some sort or building one, something like that. But there's something about you either needing to get more vulnerable, um or right now you feel very vulnerable. Maybe you could feel fatigued even, um in the process, the journey, whatever it is, okay? And maybe you don't even believe what is supposed to be for you. Like maybe, okay, because it's almost as if somebody has been doing all of this work, they've gotten to a point, they're super fatigued, and then they feel like maybe this is just not for me. Maybe I'm not supposed to do this. Maybe this is not, I'm not going to be the one that benefits off of this. There's something about you doubting. And this goes back to the beginning again about like you doubting your goals, things that you have set out to do that may seem hard or harder while you're in them, or, whatever it is. It's like it takes some time, but this feeling will pass. So, part of how you need to get out of this feeling is again, do some grounding. Um, do practical things like I mentioned about involving your audience, engaging with them in some way, trying something new. If there's other things that you wanted to try as far as creating content, like try something new. um People like to see you do different things. Maybe if it's, maybe you could be feeling like you're not the right person for specific content. Like say if you're, I'll just say this as an example. Like, so maybe you're someone who normally posts about like food and I don't know, other lifestyle content, but you're thinking about getting into fashion and beauty. Posting your outfit of the day as like a test post would be a good way to kind of like, figure out if there is another niche that you can capitalize on within your audience, or if there's a new audience that you can create altogether. So what else does the collective need to know? I think there's also just about like trusting yourself, trusting that what has to come next. Because this doesn't feel like I'm talking to somebody who is like new to this in general. Like they're not a part of the world of content creating. This is not somebody who's like shy. Um in terms of social media or like what branding they can create through social media. Like this isn't that. Even if you are someone who maybe is somewhat new to to this, it's like you may you already have an idea of what you would do if you were on online. You already know what that would look like, what type of content you would post or whatever. Like maybe you haven't fully gotten into the swing of things, meaning somebody who's been posting for the last year consistently. Because that journey feels a lot different than starting out. When you've been posting consistently for a whole year and some change or whatever the case is, there is a point where you realize, like, okay, so now I feel really comfortable and confident about this area that I'm posting from, or maybe you want to explore something new. Maybe you're bored. Maybe there's a part of you that is really just bored. Um, I did a reading, personal reading for someone not too long ago where that came up in their reading as well, where it was like they were transitioning. There was an energy shift in their work environment, and this created a space for them to just kind of like ride that wave of the transition. And sometimes um we don't capitalize on the transition that we're feeling. It may feel like boredom, but this is the maybe the period of time where you start planning. You plan for the next 3 months, you plan for the next 30 days, you start writing out a content calendar, you start organizing, you start deleting, you start creating folders in your phone to delete content that you've already posted, or you create folders of content that needs to be posted. There's just a lot of different ways that you can kind of shift and move energy, especially in the creative space. Okay, so what else do we need to know? I'm gonna ask from our angel guide, what other info does this person need to know about this restless energy? All right, we have employment change. Okay, your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passion, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. So, again, this is exactly what I was mentioning before, especially with the color audience. You are receiving information directly from spirit about this. This is an opportunity, even though it may feel like a hard transition for some. Okay. You also have um, a raise or promotion, but it came in the reverse. So, congratulations on an increase in your abundance flow awaits you. This is a result of your positive focus and willingness to take action based on your divine guidance. Keep up the good work. Now, definitely, I have the fact that this card came out next and it's underneath the restless card. This tells me, because it was in reverse, this is what is trying to queue up for you right now. And you may not see it. You may not see it as a raise or a promotion. You may not see it as a new opportunity that you could benefit from. But there is going to be something that opens up or shows itself to you as the new path. You may just get a eureka moment where you have a sudden realization of what you're supposed to do next. Okay, moonlighting came out. You can start working on your dream career part time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream will take flight and fully support you. Okay, so again, this is definitely to a specific person who is wanting to make like content online and make it their full-time job, or make it like a significant stream of income for you. Those things are um coming into play. Moonlighting came out as that confirmation for that as well. But also, don't they refer to moonlighting as either working late or shadowing a person? So maybe there could be like you looking to others. Maybe there's other people who do content similar to yours, and you're looking at their content as a way to kind of like explore new deal ideas or paths. There could also be something just as simple as you asking someone to be your mentor, or asking someone to shadow you, or for you to shadow them so that you can kind of see like the day in the life of their whole operation, whatever that may be. But this is the time that I feel like this person, you have already chosen a new direction. This is what is coming up for you now. It's like you are You're setting yourself out to this. So even if you've had some doubts, it's kind of like you're going to get over that. There could be something significant about children. Maybe you have children. Maybe you work with children. Exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. The key to manifesting quickly is to have very high energy levels. Okay, so I say this all the time. This is at the center of the reading. I say this all the time. If you don't know what to do, if you're feeling down in the dumps, if you are feeling stagnant in any way, stuck, the best thing to do is either go out in nature and start walking around to ground yourself, or you can do something as simple as walking on a treadmill if you have access to like a gym. There are so many different small ways that you can move energy, and sometimes it starts with a physical movement of your own personal energy to kind of get that flowing. Okay, it also increases your dopamine and your endorphin levels. So, it's an all around kind of like quick fix to feeling down in the dumps for whatever reason. And then to close out, let's just say we have this card here that says let go. Walk away from this situation in order to resolve it. I feel like that's kind of like where some of you are going to come. Um, from in this situation. It's like maybe you've already walked away from the situation. You kind of like, maybe you took some time off from being from online. Maybe you took some time off from posting, or maybe you just got off on live and you are thinking about posting different content to kind of like, you know, help, like when you feel burnt out. Sometimes when you're online a lot, you can get burnt out, even if you're not doing a whole lot. Being on a live platform is draining in and of itself. Posting a video can be taxing as well, especially when it comes down to like editing, if you have to do a lot of that. So you are going to have to find new ways to keep yourself stimulated while also being very productive. Okay, so I hope that message made sense to you. We will get into that a little bit more as we go along in January and throughout the year. Obviously, I would love to do more life purpose readings. And of course, if you would like a personal reading, I have not opened that up yet. That'll be a thing for a later time, but stay tuned. Okay, so make sure that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That would also be great and helpful for the channel as we continue to rebuild this community over here. Okay, so I